Hello and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 3 and the Black Ice campaign on version 10.33 and Japan. And where we left off, it was, I believe, 1936, about July time. And I've done a little bit of work off camera, and it's taken a couple of months to get the Japanese Army, Navy and Air Force in a position that I want it. So I'm going to take you through the OBE in detail, and then I can talk you through some of the events that have happened. To be honest, you haven't missed a whole lot, and I only just noticed a couple of things that have happened actually as I've had a look at China. But here we go. So we have Japan begins a secret program of naval construction. The IGN of World War II was administered by the Ministry of the Navy of Japan and controlled by the Chief of the Imperial Japanese Navy General Staff at the Imperial General Headquarters. In order to combat the numerically superior American Navy, the IGN devoted large amounts of resources to creating a force superior in quality, whose objective being making up for the quality or quantity by means of quality. Consequently, at the beginning of World War II, Japan probably had the most sophisticated navy in the world, and that is somewhat reflected. And good work gives us a naval speed decrease, or naval build speed decrease, which is good. And I think we're going to boost our existing shipyards. Right, perfect. So, all things considered, we're not doing too bad, and as you can see, I've rearranged our forces pretty heavily. So I'm going to start with the land. Now, I've sort of jigged all of the garrison units that were up here in Manchukuo, and we've now got all of our crappy cav just on garrison and guard duty over here. Same thing with another group of them up here. I'm not sure how they managed to connect 6 to a single HQ. I don't know how that works, but they've done it. And then we have the Korean army here, which is just garrisoning this little tiny spot here against the Soviets. And also garrisoning the Korean peninsula. Now, as well as that, we have two armies, one of which I'm yet to give a name, and I'm thinking maybe if I ask you guys what you want it to be called. So we have the Kuomintang army, and then we have Kita Shina Homagun, and then the first army. So this is all infantry, and this is legitimately all of the best infantry units that we have, and I'm hoping I can use all of these infantry units to just push through against this faction and the Republic of China in the north. Specifically, the first army has some of our more elite units, so it's got one unit of, or one corps of, a slightly smaller corps of just basic infantry, but in this group, so the Chubu Homagun, it has infantry tanks, elite light infantry in two groups, so they're going to be poised to attack into the cities. In this group we have some of our best commanders, so most of our level 4 and level 5 commanders, and then we've also got what I'm calling our mobile forces in Tobu Homagun, and then we've got a couple of relatively crappy cav divisions, but with armoured cars. And then alongside them we've got our only armoured division, which isn't the best setup, but it's okay, it'll do. And then we have a semi-motorised infantry group as well that will be aiming, I'm hoping, to push into Yongqing here. So my aim with the slightly faster units here is to push into this province and then sort of down into some of the plains areas here. That's the plan at least, and see if we can capture any units around here. Now we've got 2 corps that I'm going to dedicate, so 8 units that I'm going to dedicate to pushing into Shaanxi. And hopefully I can get them to swing around and start impacting over here. Now, in some relatively good news, Zybizan Ma picked a fight with Communist China, and as you can see, they've pushed out and beaten the back fairly easily. Now, that might help us a fair amount, because normally when they, like, just... what's the easiest way to put it? The Communists normally just turtle in, like, their little little spot here. But hopefully, because they'll own all of these lands as well, it'll make them spread out their forces a bit more. Also, they were at war with the Republic of China and Zanmar. The Republic of China was at war with Zanmar, but they were also at war with the Guangxi clique. So, as you can see, the Guangxi clique has expanded pretty nastily into their lands. I don't think they took any of their victory points, which, to be honest, might work out for us. But what it does mean is, you know, the Republic of China has, I think, probably lost a pretty fair amount of manpower. Yeah, only up down to 266, so... Just taking a drink. Hopefully, that will have a positive bearing on our advance. Same thing with the communists, they've taken some losses. I mean, the Guangxi clique are a bit of a powerhouse, aren't they? But yeah, I'm pretty happy. We have managed to steal some technology from the United States, Britain, Germany. So that's good as well. Now, from an Air Force standpoint, most of it is in the air bases that are closest to mainland China. And I've also got the second army, which consists of our Marines. So we've got our best Marine commanders with our Marine units all together. We've got our sort of specialized light infantry units that I've tried to give commanders that are good in a variety of different terrain types to. And then the same thing over here again. We are struggling a little bit to reinforce, so I am going to need to get that done relatively soon. And then finally, naval-wise, these 3 units are yet to have carriers attached. We've got all of our subs organised. We've got a load of transport ships, about 40, and I've attached 2 destroyers to each one of them for a little bit of defence. We've got a massive amount of destroyer flotillas. Also, they seem to have very good range, over 3,000 kilometres, so that's actually kind of useful. We've got our faster battlecruiser stroke battleships based out of Hiroshima. And then we've got our sort of slower battleships based on this side of the country, including our fast carrier forces under Yamamoto and Uzawa. Whatever. But yeah, they've got my new sort of test situation. The main reason I'm going for this one is I'm seeing how well putting heavy cruisers in as screens does for our carriers in the event that, you know, we need some heavier weapons. We've got a fair amount of units here, and speaking of which, I do need to attach what's left of these to this theatre. Yeah, and we've got another battleship group as well. My plan with all of these battleships and things is just to really surround the Japanese mainland and try and take as much of it as possible. Specifically, we've got a few coastal defense ships around here, which is good. They're just going to act as a blocker in these areas because they don't have that much range, and I've given them our crappier ships. And I think that's really about everything. As I say, one other thing that I've done is I've been very careful with my command structure. So anyone in higher levels, every single one of these commanders is a logistics wizard. As you can see, all of the corps have all got logistics wizards as well. And then I've put our best commanders, so our level 3, level 4 and level 5 commanders, on the front line. I want to see, doing that, how much of a difference it makes. As I say, I think that's about everything. I've also sort of just arranged these a little bit and put our crappiest commanders in garrison duty. So yeah, that's everything. Production wise, we finished off our carriers and anything that was in the queue, and then I have started to build our next wave of carriers, which will be attached, I believe, to the 9th. And I'm also going to need to build some additional light cruisers for that group. But I think I'm ready to rock and roll. Let's get going now that I've talked through the OBE with you. And it's now the countdown to the war against China. Canon camera. And wow, I mean, electronic and mechanical engineering game 360 and capital ship fire control game 360 is, I mean, I'm not going to turn my nose up at that. In fact, I just wonder, like, if I plonked them at the top. No, it doesn't. It didn't register, I don't think. Okay, so we got an next level of the destroyer class. Now, I would like to probably start building that next level relatively soonish. And in fact, that probably will be the next item on the agenda, building some new destroyers. And we are slowly but surely combating this this reinforcement issue. And I'm wondering what you think about this, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm thinking, would it be useful to have like stacks of just motor torpedo boats that are extremely cheap to make, etc., in each one of like these ports? Because if they start getting invaded, we could just send a fleet of motor torpedo boats just suicidally at them to try and kill off a few dudes. I don't know whether or not there would be much use in that. You'll have to let me know what you think, because they're very fast and cheap to build, which makes me think it might be worth it. And yeah, we definitely don't need to be doing the capital ship secondaries anymore. I'm trying to think of what I want to get next. Yeah, we wanted to have a look at escorts. Yeah, so the vast majority is in a pretty good state. I'm going to probably get, yeah, the recon unit stuff, because that does grant a speed bonus. And I've tried to give commanders that give speed bonuses to our units to my like faster cav and tank divisions. They are slowly making their way over after that battle against the Guangxi clique. And I'm imagining we're going to get, yeah, a little bit of a boost to our technology. I'm going to pump that into our officers, because I want to try and keep that ratio as high as possible. Okay, small warship fire control. Let's take that off and see if there's any other 37 level techs that we need to get on industry. Yeah, we can get the road network, because we're going to need that supply. Oh, and we got the rail network. Perfect. And suddenly we lost a little bit of leadership there. A little bit strange. I'm not sure what caused that. And we'll get the railway level 1, which, yeah, just gives us a little bit of supply throughput. And yeah, I'm going to have to stop researching that. I think the shore bombardment and the scout plane thing is probably the best. Yeah, and there's a single motorized. Yeah, we're going to get that 37 tech. That's probably important. And let's make sure our descent doesn't start increasing. We don't want that. Ah, yeah. Pocket battleships. I'm going to let that roll. They're quite cheap to make, and they might just be worth having for some raiding. I'm not going to do that one. We're making very good money at the moment. Heavy artillery. That one's in this area, isn't it? Yep. You know what? I'm going to leave that as it is, and then we're going to let our units, reinforce naturally now. All going relatively well. And I am concentrating a little bit on land warfare techs more than anything else. Purely because they're going to be very important in the near future. And I have a feeling we're about to get a division up. Yep. And that's the start of another marine division. We're just waiting for that surviving militia from Ethiopia to reorganize. And then we're going to bung the rest into upgrades. Decline, decline. Decline. Yeah, I'm going to let the dual purpose guns run. And the high density alloys thing, we can probably not worry about that. Not bothered about either of them. Okay, so defense research report, got a minor breakthrough. I did pick carriers when I got a university. Nothing to grab there. Or on there. Okay, we can get some stuff on the anti-tank page. So that's good. And we're up to medium popularity. It's taken a bit of time to get there. But, we've made it. Hopefully we stay at it for a little while. I would like to keep that ongoing. Yeah, I think we're the grey line. Or maybe we're the conservative line. We're one of the lines. Okay. Capital ship rudder, that's 39. Let's get these two 37 techs. And then we're on to planes. Perfect. Now, I have a feeling, yeah, these are going to be upgrading relatively soon. Yeah, let's get the twin engine armament research. It's a bit weird playing when you know you're going to go to war very early. I would say that much. It does change what you want to be picking. See, I would love to get these. I really like Grand Battle Plan. It's my favourite, I think. And the central organisation is going to give us a little bit of a buff to our organisation. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Oh, great. We've got some new laws. Everything's coming up, Millhouse. Okay, so, laws-wise, 1 year draft, perfect. And basic mobilization again, which is going to make our ships and things come out a little bit quicker. Let's have a look at our IC situation then as a result. Not too bad actually. Down to 36 now on the old production queue. And most of that's because we've got another set of carriers due out. I'm trying to have maybe double the amount of carriers that the Japanese started with during World War II. I think to deliver a knockout blow to the Americans for a little while, at the war's start, we're going to need to at least have parity with them. But possibly maybe even have a few more units than them, to be honest. Now, I'm not sure how possible that is, but, I can hope and try. And I think the Army Group Command structure is good as well. And I think the Supreme HQ as well. Ah, catapults. Yeah, you're a 40 tech. We don't need to do you. And yeah, coordination. Then we're going to get the infrastructure one. Perfect. So that's actually really helped out. And our upgrade deficit is decreasing. Slowly but surely. And speaking of like anti-tank weapons and things, here we go. So any fuel ones I don't care about. I mean, there was a metal one in there, I think, but we're doing fairly well for metal. Okay. And then tech. I'm going to let that roll. I'm not going to let you roll, but I am going to get the standard infantry branch upgrade and the mountains and light infantry. So we're just waiting on the next couple of techs. Nope. Nah, well, it was nice while it lasted. That little bit of a positive popularity boost. Oh well. Ah, here we go. So the reason I went for long-term investment for this year is I am interested about getting supply throughput. Now, I don't know, I can't exactly remember which one of these it is that offers that. Off the top of my head. Ah. Okay, IC efficiency for production. So national railways. I don't think it's mining that's important. Yeah, I think the railroad tycoon is the best one to start with. So, ooh, our supplies are going to struggle. We're going to lose a fair amount of metal, but we're not going to lose that much money. So I'm prepared to do that for the supply throughput, because it gets us a little bit of IC efficiency as well. And we still got about a month to build up our supplies. So what I might do is I might just bung that in supplies for a month. And we get new projects. Yeah. Now I know I'm putting a lot into supply, but I'm doing it because I am slightly worried. Oh, and look at that! An uprising in Hiroshima right on our doorstep. There we go. Let's keep that on going. Build up that supply, please. No, no, no. Decline, 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 decline. If we can get up to like 10,000 again by the end of the month, I'll be happy to drop it again. Oh, and the twin engine one. Yeah, we're going to get the infrastructure one because, again, it's really good to build up that supply consumption decrease. Especially for some of the bad terrain that we're going to be handling. Let all those run. Medium fuel tank. Medium fuel tank. Okay. I would like to actually... We do want to get the light infantry branch, etc. Machine gun. Mortar advance. We are in 1937, and I am tempted to let that run. Yeah, we're gonna let that go. There we go. We can. Yeah, we don't need to keep that running, and we can get the cast steel construction decrease. Little things like this are positive. Right, hedgehog. That one I'm less concerned about, but it is 36, so you know what? I will not worry. And I think we're going to get to the choice to declare war when we want to. Great War Analysis. Yeah, I don't mind letting that roll. No, we don't need to do that. It's better that we try and build up our stockpile a little bit ourselves rather than Just giving in like that. And yeah, we can plunk that back into upgrades. A couple of Italian ships launched. You can play Black Ice. And when do we get our opportunity to attack China? Speaking of which, they've put a pretty serious amount of units on our front. That's intriguing. Yeah, and as I say, I don't mind letting those doctrinal ones run, because in the long run, like, they're going to have a real positive impact. Pre-war armor construction. It's fully upgraded now, which means, yep, we can get the mountain infantry activation. Yeah, and we're back into, I think, prototype realm now. Ah, yeah, special forces branch upgrade. We definitely want to get that. And hopefully you guys are all, yeah, a little bit stronger. That's a 38. Yeah, you we want. Yeah, we've made it back around now, so we can get all of the plain text going. Truck and primer. Yeah, let's grab that one. And we are at 110% ratio. So we're just waiting on the war to kick now. Should be relatively soon, unless I'm missing an event off the top of my head, but I can't see any. Yeah, nothing jumps out. And then there's the next level of motor torpedo boats. And yeah, we're up to carrier aircraft as well. So I'm waiting for it. Should be happening relatively soon. We seem to be losing a fair amount of spies, however. I'll do the tank destroyer tech. Let's have a little look at our intelligence situation. Where are we losing them to? Guangxi. Yeah, that looks like they might be part of the problem. And airbase blueprints will definitely grab that. Let's start getting some major air bases. It's starting to freak me out a little bit. I can't remember the exact date. Was it July maybe that the war begins? I can't remember from the China campaign. Bearing in mind I only did it recently, I probably should remember that. Yeah, we'll let that go. Decline, 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 decline. Yeah, pump more into officers, because we probably will lose a pretty fair amount of officers once this war really kicks in. So I've got an option to reconstruct the Hai. I'm happy to watch that upgrade occur. So let's make sure we got enough in there to do that. Yeah, we need 30. Yeah, not too bad. They'll build hopefully fairly quickly, that rebuild. Armored car. Yeah, everything's looking a little bit sort of bang average at the moment. Road network advance, anti-air ammunition. Still waiting for the hammer to strike, really. Armor thickness. That does decrease the max speed. I think I'm going to leave off on that one, actually. Normally I get all the armor techs, but I don't think I want to decrease the max speed. We want fast armor, not slow armor. Especially if we're going to be focusing on light tanks against enemies that, you know, really don't have that much anti-tank capability. Let's get the, oh, I'm not bothered about that. The zinc and the chromite, we can take it or leave it. It's the first time I've ever managed an economy this effectively, I think. Which is ironic because we're playing Japan. And one of the issues they had was economy. It's pretty much the driving force for them actually declaring war, to be honest. Oil embargo and lack of resources. Also the driving force between for Germany as well, in many respects. You know, beyond Hitler's, you know, sort of crazed ambitions. Okay, so yeah, we're up to medium velocity gun. And then we can do some armament techs. Yep, the gun in position on twin engine airframes. Neither of those are enticing. Folding wings. Surely we should have that. Surely they had folding wings on their planes. Railway level 2, which gives us a little bit of supply throughput. Yep. And short engine. Yeah, short anti-tank, which will let us have the ability to upgrade our infantry support tanks. And a divisional headquarters. Get the 13th division till the 30th of August. I think I'll avoid that. I don't really want to take the IC hit just for that. And there we go. We have the event to teach the Chinese a lesson. So I'm going to drop a save here, I think. And then in the next episode, we're going to kick off this war. So thank you very much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Thanks again. Bye-bye.